Moving to a whole new state or even a new city can be a very daunting task, which is why I want to help you guys simplify your move to Houston in 6 easy steps. And if you stay tuned to the end of this video, I'm going to give you a bonus tip that I promise you don't want to miss. YouTube, it's your boy Michael Hugley, and welcome back to my channel, Life in Houston, Texas, your guide to all things Houston. Make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get straight into the meat of this content. Number 1, visit before moving. Now, while this may seem like common sense, I've helped a lot of people relocate here to Houston, whether buying or renting, that have decided to move here blindly. Visiting before moving allows you to explore the different areas of Houston and make sure that this is a place that you really want to call home. Now, it's one thing to see Houston all over social media, but it's different, and it's always good to get the opportunity to physically visit a place yourself before you commit to moving here, because it is a big decision. Now, understand there'll be times where you're not able to visit before you move, and that's okay. But in those instances, you need to make sure that you do your research on the city, and you know which areas that you want to live in, and you make sure that you're okay with the weather, because it can be bipolar, tripolar, whatever you want to call it here. That's probably one of your biggest adjustments is going to be the weather, whether it's the humidity, whether it's sun shining in the morning and then a couple hours later it's raining. Number 2, try to live close to your job or find some housing that is close to your job. Now, Houston is so big and spread out, and this might be one of the biggest, most important tips of this video, right? Houston is so big and spread out, you may want to live in the Cypress area, but your job is in Humble or somewhere in the city. That means you're going to be doing a lot of commuting on a daily basis, and you have to be realistic with yourself about how far and how long you're willing to commute day to day, right? If you're okay with the 45-minute plus commute on a daily basis, then living in the suburbs and working in the city just might be okay for you. But you just have to make sure that you're being realistic. But if you want to put yourself in the best position to not be spending 2+ hours in your car just getting to and from work every single day, then you're gonna want to live somewhere that is close to where you are planning to work. That brings me to number 3, city or suburbs. Now, you need to figure out, do you want to be in the burbs or would you prefer to live in the city? Both have their pros and cons. Like, if you plan to go out a lot and you want to take advantage of all the nightlife that Houston has to offer, then living in the city is definitely going to be your best bet. But if you want to be, more chill, not as busy, very quiet, then you'll definitely want to be out in the suburbs. But either way it goes here in Houston, you can find your preferred style of living anywhere. Number 4, hire a realtor. Please hire a realtor, and I'm not just saying that because I am a realtor, but honestly, if you hire the right person, it will take a lot of stress off of your plate. You're talking about somebody who's gonna be well-versed in Houston. They're gonna be able to show you the ins and outs of the city should you choose to visit, and be able to present the options that best suit what it is that you're looking for. Number 5, make a realistic budget and stick to it. If you've watched any of my other videos, you've probably heard me say that Houston is not as cheap as it used to be, but it's still a lot more affordable than many of these other cities. That just means that don't say you want to move here and you're going to purchase a home for $200,000, or you want to rent for $900 a month and you want something that's just going to be extraordinary. 9 times out of 10, you'll be able to find something for that price, but I promise you, you will not like it. And then you're gonna look at me crazy, right? We don't want none of that. So simply put, don't have $400,000 home eyes and then your budget is only $150,000. You have to be real with yourself about what you can afford, and don't go getting something that is more than you can afford, because that's just sound financial advice. Just make sure that you make a good decision, stick to your budget, and don't get lotto eyes. Number 6, plan ahead. You want to make sure that you give yourself enough time to plan your move so that you can move seamlessly and as stress-free as possible. I know moving itself can still be stressful, but it doesn't have to be a super stressful process if you have everything planned, right? This means don't wait until 30 days before you're moving to decide that you want to start planning. Depending on if you have employment secured or not and how decisive you are, I recommend about 60 to to 120 days ahead of moving that you start planning, and like heavy planning. That gives you enough time to comb through all the options that are available to you, come and visit the city if you choose to, and yeah, find some housing and all of those things. As promised, here is the bonus tip. If you're planning to relocate to Houston and you want to live in the suburbs, then I'm almost certain Katy has been one of the ones that's on your radar. Now, Katy is a beautiful area, but it is the first place that many people hear about when they plan to relocate to Houston. Because of that, it's become very large and a bit oversaturated in some of the areas. The traffic can be as bad as the city depending on the part of Katy that you're in and the time of day that it is. So what I'm saying is, don't sell yourself short. If you go 30 minutes in any direction from downtown, you'll hit a different suburb. So there's plenty of different suburbs here in Houston, and make sure that you explore them and do your research, because Katy is not the only place for you to live here in Houston. There are many other great places, and if you need some help with some, ask me and I will ask. And if you need some help with some, just ask me and I'll be glad to answer any of those questions that you have. Well, that's all guys. I hope you found this video to be very informational and helpful. If you're planning to relocate to Houston and you would like some assistance with finding your home, then make sure that you reach out to me and I will be glad to help. I'll make sure that I put my information down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't. Don't forget to comment and subscribe as well. New videos will be dropping soon, so make sure that you guys stay tuned. But until then, have a blessed week. Peace.